It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers playing against the Timberwolves out in Minneapolis. Well, for Minnesota, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. We'll be keeping an eye on John Wall tonight. He's really made that jump from good to great the last few years. Once looked at as a scoring point guard, he now makes his entire team better, Shaq.
You know, he's slowed down a lot, but he's still the fastest guy out there. He's learned how to play against how teams were defending his pick and roll, and now gets a lot of easy points off of it.
Yeah, I think his assist, Ernie, has jumped up like the last 3 years. You know, he's averaging 10 assists per game last season. That's double-digit assists. That's 20 points if you count, and don't forget about the threes. But, you know, he's also stepped up as a vocal leader. I think that's probably his biggest improvement as a young player.
Yeah, he's matured and his game has taken off. Almost time for this game to start. Let's go courtside.
There's a buzz in the air in the sold-out arena here in downtown Minneapolis. We've got the Los Angeles Lakers facing Minnesota. Welcome to 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony.
Boys, nice and high.
So the Timberwolves win the tip. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So the Lakers 5 right now. They've got Paul George, Russell Westbrook out there with Kobe. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Cousins in at the 5, patrolling the paint.
You know, no doubt last year a bit of a loss for Paul George. I mean, had to sit out most of it after that gruesome leg injury in the Team USA scrimmage.
And so the Los Angeles Lakers get the first points of the ballgame. Anthony right side. Clock at 6. Pulls it up. No luck. Excellent D there from George. Timberwolves on defense. It's a 3-point game. Cousins with a screen on Anthony. No one near Westbrook as he lets it go. Can't capitalize on the good screen. Outside Anthony. Chamberlain a screen. Anthony dishes to Garnett. And the shot is long.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Westbrook passes to Cousins. From 11 feet away, and the jumper is good. Cousins has got his first points of the game.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Here's Iverson. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, clearly the Lakers were not a great team. I mean, they did have one of their better bench units last season. They led the league in points off the bench, but that was more an indictment of the quality of the starters than the firepower of the bench.
Free throw good. Iverson. Last year, the Lakers did have some firepower off the bench. A lot of players would see their roles shift during the year, as you might expect for a team trying to find the right combination.
Yeah, they were also near the top in the league in bench minutes played. So whether you start or come off the bench last year in L.A., you'll see plenty of action.
Good on both.
In last season, the Wolves had the hardest strength of schedule in the entire league. Might have worked out for them in the end, as come lottery time, those extra losses do tend to help.
Now here's Bryant. Iverson with some nice D.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Chamberlain kicks to Wall. Garnett against Westbrook. KG, that's good. Well, Greg, it would work out for Minnesota with all those losses. They got the lucky bounce, Clark, and the #1 pick in the draft.
And, you know, it's the first time in a long time that the worst team in the league actually got the top pick in the draft, allowed Minnesota to add another great young big to complement Rookie of the Year, Andrew Wiggins.
And, guys, the Greek Freak really improved his numbers across the board last season. Giannis was up in every measurable category except three-point percentage.
He's really improved his shooting, though, overall. The three ball still eludes him a little bit here and there. But what I like, Kevin, is his aggressiveness. That's what's making the difference in his game right now.
That one is off.
You know, going back to Giannis, he has the physical makeup and skill set to be a triple-double guy. I mean, there's no reason that he shouldn't be able to fulfill his potential, except consistency. That's the area he's got to tighten up.
Minnesota making a switch here. Payton's checked in. And the second free throw, good.
And talking about Giannis, he was clearly one of the very best players in that 2013 draft. Selected number 15 overall by the Bucks. And if you looking back, to me, that's what we'd have to call a steal with the kind of player he's developed into. Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have. You know, if you're looking to build a small forward and there wasn't a LeBron James template, you might go with PG, Paul George. Height, length, athleticism, that combination off the charts with him. And he's got a nice, unflappable demeanor, too.
First free throw is good. Yeah, talking about Paul George, a big part of his dominance, his attitude. He doesn't yell or pump his fist. He's really the quiet assassin.
Yeah, once he maxes out in the weight room, which he will, now that he's in his mid-20s, I think he's going to be an Adonis. I mean, exactly the kind of physique you're looking for in a prototype at the small forward. And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Here's the screen. Wallace a screen. The three from Anthony. That's good. Great play set up by Iverson. Anthony's got his first 3 points of the game.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Nobody near George. And the Lakers with another miss. Minnesota in the lead. Fast break, Minnesota. Anthony can't hit. Inside, and now it's Allen. Running, he can go all the way.
A great assist. Nice work from Russell Westbrook.
Minnesota's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Garnett, the screen. Payton drives in. Garnett wide open. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Garnett's got his second bucket of the game to go. Outside Westbrook. Down low. Allen dishes to Duncan. Fires from deep. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist from Duncan. Westbrook's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. From deep. Got it off in time, but it's no good. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Lakers lead by 1. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Very crisp and sharp. Not much stagnation at all on offense.
So the Lakers 5 right now. Rajon Rondo is out there with Bryant. And then there's Antetokounmpo. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Allen in at the 3 seat. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rondo. One thing to say about Rajon Rondo's career, he's come up big in the biggest of games, had 6 steals in the closeout game that gave Boston its 17th championship. Remember that back in 2008 for Coach Doc Rivers?
I really do. And after that Boston win in the series against the Lakers, Phil Jackson called Rondo the star of Game 6. Everyone had always talked about the big 3 in Boston. That year, it was the big 4.
And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Chamberlain with the block. Cousins, the pass to Rondo. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Rondo's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Lakers.
And, you know, guys, on the topic of Rondo, you look at his playoff career now. I mean, in 2009, he averaged nearly a triple-double in the postseason. I mean, this guy has great instincts, but he has to have the ball to orchestrate the way he's most effective. You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And, guys, anytime it's real tight, you're looking for something that could be potentially a momentum builder. And that's exactly what that play looks to be.
Here's Allen after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony for 3. Rebounded by Anthony.
Tough to hit that shot when the D is all over you like that.
And that one's good.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist. And going back to what we were saying, what you hope with Rondo is that he can get back to his full level of confidence. He tore the ACL in 13. He was traded in 14, lost his way a little bit, but he's still young enough to have several really good years in front of him. Hard to believe this, but Carmelo feels as if he's been underrated as a superstar to this point in his career, and I'm sure there are a lot of conflicting opinions on that topic.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Byron Scott coaching his team during the break. He was intent on running the offense through DeMarcus Cousins. Coach would like to see him utilized in the offense as much as possible. We can expect to see them going to him constantly. Well, Coach not wasting any time in tweaking the game plan. We'll see if it makes a difference as we approach halftime, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. For Carmelo, the numbers are there for him to be treated as a Tier 1 star still, I think, Clark, but it's hard to call him underrated.
Yeah, I think he'll be underrated until he's able to get to the championship round or maybe even win a ring. There's one thing that's clear, though. He's been under a lot of pressure since he's come into the league, and he hasn't been underrated in that regard.
That free throw good from Cousins. The Lakers weren't very good at all last season, Clark, and they just didn't have any teeth in their road games.
Well, you know, they shot threes on the road well, Kevin. Top percentage in the league, as a matter of fact. Still, they just couldn't hold on to leads.
Kevin Garnett is checked in for Chamberlain. And he can't hit the second.
And the Lakers would end with a road record of 9-32. That is a franchise worst for them and sums up the year they had away from safety.
Anthony's shot is off.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had early.
Stolen by McCollum. To the middle. Here's Bryant. Nice pass. Nice catch and a resounding dunk.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball being played, it sure has been fun to watch.
Now, here is Maravich. To the paint. Here's Stoudemire, and he jams it with authority.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
And here's Rondo. 1:19 left in the first half. And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's his first foul. Some changes for Minnesota. Ben Wallace, he's checked in for Stoudemire. Iverson comes in for Maravich, and it's Payton in for John Wall. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Whiteside's checked in for Cousins. Duncan comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. George is checked in for Kobe. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Wall is with a screen on Westbrook. Payton drives in. The feed now to Garnett. Tim Duncan with the rebound. For Los Angeles, they've gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Whiteside, a screen on Payton. Whiteside, no good.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
And George, here we go, got that one up quick. George has got 7 points in the game. The Timberwolves trail. Here's Garnett, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Duncan, that falls. Nice feed that time from George. Duncan's got his first 2 points.
Oh, the turnaround jumper. That was just beautiful.
Now here's Payton. Kicks to Garnett. 1 second left. And we're through the first half of basketball here in what's been a good one. Lakers on top, up by 2. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
So, Carmelo, after this first half of play, what do you believe the team needs to focus on from here on out?
Just communication and trusting one another. When somebody get beat, the next guy got his back, and we're just trying to get up and down, get going some way somehow. For the most part, we did pretty good. A couple of adjustments on the defensive end, make some shots, and we'll be fine.
Melo, thanks for the time. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. Their biggest lead during the opening period was 5. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Well, they didn't let this hostile crowd bother them at all. In fact, they seemed to feed off of that hostility. Plus, sometimes when you're away from home, those distractions, your family, your friends, your fans, you can concentrate better. Okay, wait, did I just say my family, friends, and fans are distractions? Okay, let's go to the next thing. Let's go.
How about you, Shaq? What'd you think about Minnesota?
They haven't gotten to the line enough, and I think that's an area they can improve. They need to be more aggressive. Right now they're hanging in there, but this could change in the second half. They need to challenge defenders and try to control the momentum and get to the foul line a little bit more.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Paul George really making a difference here.
And even though the defensive pressure and attention was squarely on him in that first half, yet he's still able to be the most effective player on the floor.
But for him, Greg, it's nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, we don't expect anything less, and I'd bet he has even more in store for us during the stretch run.
The Lakers in the lead. Anthony out there with Garnett. Then there's Chamberlain, and it's Wall, and it's Iverson in at the shooting guard position. So that's the Timberwolves 5. All with it. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Paul George with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. George with the ball.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
Now, here's George. 9 points in the game so far.
Well, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
Last season for the Timberwolves, it was a struggle most of the season. Young teams tend to do that, but they didn't have, unfortunately, Greg, much luck at home.
You know, they basically limped their way to a league-worst 9-32 record at home. Part of taking your lumps as a young team. Let's see how they respond this season.
You know, not everything was bad for the Wolves at home. I mean, they did have several highlight reel plays and also found their way to the foul line a lot. Biggest free throw differential at home in the league last season.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far.
And really, the problem for the Wolves at home is the same problem they had all season. I mean, their defense was atrocious. Worst field goal percentage against at home in the entire league last season.
And you can see the importance of that steal. I mean, really a 4-point turnaround with the conversion at the other end right there.
Yeah, the importance of the defense there. Instead of giving up the bucket and having that 5-point deficit, all of a sudden, we got a tie ball game.
And for the Timberwolves, they're shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far.
You can go home now, T-Wolves.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Allen's checked in. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. And Wall kicks to Garnett. And the shot no good, a bit short. Lakers have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Kobe attacking. Minnesota with the rebound.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
Here's Iverson. Anthony, no one around. That's good. Great play set up by Iverson. And it's 8 points for Carmelo Anthony. The Lakers trail. 1:41 left in the third quarter of the game. On the wing, Bryant. Iverson covering. Clock at 4. Iverson against Bryant. No good with the wing jumper.
And good defense there to play up and get a hand in the face.
Well, he's got a tough mindset. He's confident as a defender. And when you combine those two things, it makes it real hard to score on him.
Now here's Anthony. Following the miss by Kobe Bryant. And here's Wall. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. I think all 3 of us agree John Wall, tremendous all-around player.
Outstanding. Speed was what jumped out at me most when I saw him first at Kentucky. Now he's been able to harness that speed as a pro, and he makes plays that very few can make as a point guard.
He gives you a lot of different looks, doesn't he?
He sure does.
The first free throw is good.
And guys, John Wall, obviously one of the most electrifying players to enter the league in some time. Unreal body control, tremendous length and athleticism for a point guard. And that's one of the reasons he gets so many steals, blocks, and rebounds. All the extra things from his position that really add up.
Both good from the line that time.
You know, guys, for Wall, the one thing he's still ironing out is his shooting stroke. It looks better every year, but doesn't necessarily go in more often, especially from 3. But even if he never becomes a great shooter, I think he'll remain one of the game's best all-around talents.
Here's Wall. Ray Allen picking up that last basket. Payton outside. It's stolen by Bryant. Oh, and here we go. Kobe's got another fast break chance. Here's Allen. There's the dish to Westbrook.
Play him tight, come on.
Fires for 3. Good. Westbrook's got 6. Third quarter, guys, and this has been a neck-and-neck game.
Sure has been. I mean, guys, momentum is hard to come by in this one. I mean, it seems like one team gets the lead and then the other one storms right back.
Both teams getting it done defensively, as evidenced by the 8 lead changes thus far. And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
The Timberwolves shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
2 shots. And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season.
That free throw good from Anthony. So both teams making some changes here. And he makes the first but misses the second. For Los Angeles, they've gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. They set the pick. Westbrook dishes to Bryant. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. And the Lakers lead by 3. Maravich. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Lakers lead by 3. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. And so it's Minnesota with it. They trail by 3, taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Kobe, DeMarcus Cousins out there with Antetokounmpo. Then it's Paul George, and it's Westbrook in at the point guard. Chamberlain, the pass to Iverson. Payton outside. Three-pointer. That's good. Payton's got it all tied up now for the Timberwolves.
Wow, the fans are really getting their money's worth tonight. What an entertaining ball game.
Up to this point, Greg, it's been almost impossible to separate these teams. I think this one's going to be close all the way.
And it's Kobe missing. Minnesota's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the three ball here. Iverson. And off the front iron, and in it goes.
This is why I love his game. You really have to admire his tenacity.
Pass to George. Back to Antetokounmpo, and that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession. Minnesota making some changes. Garnett comes in for Wallace, and John Wall subbed in for Gary Payton. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Pass to Kobe. From deep, George. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe. And that's 12 points for Paul George. Boy, right down to the wire here, Clark. Still anyone's ball game.
Both teams really invested now. I mean, this is the type of game you love to win, and you'd hate to lose it.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the game. Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Minnesota.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
And how about the work they're doing also on the offensive glass? Creating those extra opportunities has been critical.
Checking out the game Kevin Garnett is having. He has 9 points and a pretty good rebounding performance from him also.
And Clark, he's been terrific in terms of his positioning and boxing out very well also, just battling hard on every possession.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Yes, during that break, Coach Byron Scott had some words for his team. With the game still up for grabs, he simply told us guys, we're right there. Stay focused, execute, and get it done. Kevin, let's see how it plays out.
And Cousins kicks to Antetokounmpo. Shot's good.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist number. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Good from Antetokounmpo. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Now the pass to Chamberlain. Feeds to Garnett. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for Los Angeles?
I thought we might see the defense adjust at halftime to slow the break, but that has not been the case.
Okay, Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively, and they've been turning those turnovers into points.
First one falls for. No good on the second free throw.
They should be in front right now, but he'll be relieved not to have come up totally empty there.
Cousins dishes to Bryant. To the inside. Westbrook, no good. Chamberlain with the block. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Outside Anthony. Here's Garnett. And the rejection by Cousins. Outside Westbrook. He feeds it to Kobe. Lets it go. And it's Westbrook. That time on the assist by Bryant. 8 points for Russell Westbrook.
Big time bucket there, and you can expect to see him stay very involved the rest of the way.
Here's Iverson. Garnett, right side. Back to Wall. Garnett outside. There's 1:26 left here in the fourth quarter. Shot clock at 6. Lets it go from 14. And the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That's his first foul.
Crucial basket there, and as long as they've got that mismatch, big on small, they've got to take it down.
Well, I don't doubt that they clearly recognize that, and because they do, they're going to continue to milk it.
Chamberlain no good on the free throw. The Lakers have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Dishes to Kobe. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Misses off the right eye.
Defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
Here's Wall.
You had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
I agree. I mean, you would have been better off using it on the floor and not on the shot. But the foul had to come either way, so it is what it is.
break. Take a break.
2 shots.
He knocks down the clutch free throw. So he gets them both, and it's a 2-point ball game.
And you really can't say enough about his composure in the big moments, as cool as they come.
Peyton, he's checked in for John Wall. George passes to Bryant. With the floater, and it's Allen Iverson with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Seconds left in the fourth quarter. Westbrook kicks to Bryant. To the paint. Here's Cousins. And an intentional foul right there.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And thanks to his good work at the line there, now we have a 2-possession ball game.
And the Lakers have possession. 4-point game. 13 feet away. No good. And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
And he adds to their lead with some very solid free throw.
And here's George for three. Garnett grabs the board. And now we've got the intentional foul. He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he ends up making the second, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Westbrook kicks to Antetokounmpo. From deep. Missed. And so the Timberwolves take the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, and they got pushed down the stretch, but they did what they needed to do and held their ground when it mattered most and got the double.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Carmelo, congratulations on this win. And as this game progressed and you made your adjustments, what was the key for you guys to come out on top?
We just kept our composure. We stayed with it. We know we was making some minor mistakes that we could have corrected, and we did that. We came down, we executed our plays, we started making some shots towards the end. But the most important thing we did as a team, and we buckled down on the defensive end.
You certainly did. Congratulations, Carmelo. Guys, over to you.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Carmelo Anthony.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. He's jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
We've seen so many performances like that over the course of Carmelo Anthony's career that we've gotten spoiled. But we shouldn't fail to appreciate what he has been able to do tonight. He was spectacular. When he doesn't try to do too much, Carmelo Anthony is absolutely lethal. And he had it going tonight.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.